Hello and welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey. I'm here with Jake Johns for the first of 4 instalments of the Goodwood Festival. And day 1 looks like a real good one. We've got 2 Group 2 horse races, and it's going to be tipped by Jake Johns, who, let me remind you, he's already found a 20-to-1 winner in the Derby, 25-to-1 winner in the Victoria Cup. He tips your winner every day at the Cheltenham Gold Cup, including the Cheltenham Gold Cup itself.
Yeah.
So, without any further ado, let's tackle day 1 at Goodwood.
Let's do it. So, we'll start off with the first race, 2 o'clock at Goodwood. It's of course an 18-runner handicap, which is a pretty tough, obviously incredibly
Easy start for a tipster.
Yeah, nice little easy start, easing us into the week. Really competitive race, obviously, as you'd expect. One that I really like is Mutamakin for Sir Michael Stout, currently around 9-to-1. Well, it was when I did the tip. He could be a little bit shorter now because he was shortening pretty quickly when I did the tip. But he was 9-to-1 when I tipped it. He's steadily been improving all year. He showed his highest level of form when he went Sandown 2 starts back. That's all good to firm. It's going to be good to firm tomorrow. Form of that run is working absolutely ridiculously well. The second won a big handicap at Newmarket next time out by about 6 lengths. The 4th won the Coral Challenge on next start. And even the 5th and 6th also won. All of them won next time out. So obviously it's a pretty strong race. In his most recent start, he was in the Coral Challenge that day as well. He was taken basically down the stand side by Paul Hannigan. That pretty much ruined his chance. He had no chance on it. He was actually going all right at that point. He also might have been inconvenienced by the ground because he's by Warfront and they're usually like good to firm ground. Yeah, I think he's got a great chance. Mutamakin is a clearly improved horse. He had a pretty good excuse last time. As long as he's not taken down a crazy route again by Paul Hannigan, I think he has a great chance at 9-to-1. Another one that I really like in the race is Best of Times, also in the Coral Challenge, also went down the wrong side with Paul Hannigan. William Buick could have easily been wanting to follow the favourite because he thought he was going to get the best lead off of him. But they both made an error basically, and it was detrimental to their chances. He's by Dubawi, but I think he actually will like a return to good ground. Pretty much all of his best form is on good ground, on a sounder surface. He ran respectively at Royal Ascot, and he should have won at Chester the time before that. He was impeded a lot of times, couldn't get a run through. And he has some of the best 3-year-old form on offer in this race as well. He was second to Derby, 3rd, Storm the Stars, at this track as a 3-year-old on his final start. So he has course form and he has both pretty good excuses for both his runs, for both his losses this year. Well, not excuses, he was all right at Ascot. I think this will be okay for him as well. So yeah, 12-to-1 at the moment. So yeah, that's pretty good. Both of them each way is I think they'll do all right, to be honest.
Excellent start. 2 o'clock at Goodwood. In an 18-horse handicap, you've got 2 prices there. Big prices, 9-to-1 and 12-to-1. Moving on to the next one, Jake.
Next up, it's the first Group 2 of the day, the Vintage Stakes for Colts. It's a 2-year-old race for Colts and Geldings. Richard Hammond has won this 4 of the last 6 years, and he enters one here. Larchmont Lad, who looked really decent on...
those sorts of trends, how much do you pay attention to those sorts of trends?
Some trends are a load of rubbish, but those sorts of trends are actually pretty interesting because if a trainer continuously keeps winning races year on year, that means he might be sending his best horse to that. Especially if it's a 2-year-old race and you don't really know 2-year-old race and you don't really know that much about
4
horses.
out of 6 is impressive.
That means he's probably sending his best 2-year-old colt to this race every year.
Yeah,
that more than likely. But he hasn't won it the last 2 years. But he won it 4 years in a row before that. And he's sending Larchmont Lad here, who looked really good at Sandown. The form of that run's working out pretty well. It's about 8-to-1. But I think it's best to concentrate on the 2 at the top of the market who have group form in the book already. Boynton and Warder-Cree. They both pulled well clear of the field at Newmarket. Boynton just got on top at the finish to win by 3/4 of a length. Just got the better of the APO Brian Cole right at the finish. But yeah, Warder-Cree comes here £3 better off than the Godolphin Cole. But I think this Boynton could be really, really good. He's unbeaten. He's improved massively from first run to second run, and his first run was at Goodwood as well. Very important that the horse acts at the track, especially as a 2-year-old. And I think there could be a lot more to come. So I think he could negate that £3 rise, and I think he could still beat Warder-Cree. I don't think Warder-Cree is the best 2-year-old in the AP O'Brien stable with. They got Caravaggio, they got Churchill, 2 incredibly good horses. I just think that this Boynton might be able to negate that race. He's currently around 5-2 as well, so that's an all right price as well. Board decrees about 15-8.
So a vintage year for Boynton.
Absolutely vintage 2-year-old year for Boynton. Godolphin are having a good time this year as well, so hopefully he'll do all right. And also, another thing I've got to say, Charlie Appleby has a really, really good record with 2-year-olds at Goodwood. I think, I think he has 2 from 2 this year as well. I actually forgot to write that in the piece, so that's a little
even more reason.
Little YouTube exclusive
from Jake Jones.
But yeah,
maybe go on to the next race, Jake.
The next race is the Lennox Stakes. I tipped this a couple of weeks ago. Lumiere
on site, also available via the Goodwood exclusive app.
Yeah, Goodwood exclusive app.
Available now, full of your tips.
Yeah. Full to the brim. Absolutely full to the brim. I really liked Lumiere for this. I thought she had an absolutely amazing chance. She's going to get good to firm ground, which is she hasn't had all season apart from at Newmarket last time where she absolutely bolted up. And for some reason, I do not know why, Godolphin and Mark Johnson have decided to send us somewhere else. I mean, she's going to go to France. Well, she's definitely going to France. I don't understand why you'd send a filly that needs good ground to France, where it's almost likely to not be that fast, and it's going to be absolutely rock solid tomorrow. I just don't think it's the right decision. But anyway, one that I've picked out without Lumiere is Dutch Connection. Second in this last year behind, who was he behind? Tormore on Good to Soft. He needs rocks hard ground. The faster the better. It's going to be absolutely lightning fast tomorrow. I just have him just to edge out home of the Brave, who's also a 7 furlong specialist, who absolutely is fantastic at this distance. Pretty much, I think he's unbeaten actually. Both are 7 furlong specialists. The form was just Dutch Connection was just a really, really impressive run behind Mutakayev, who's been gelded and has been absolutely amazing this season. I think he's going to win Group 1 soon, so that's actually a really good run. And that was over 8 furlongs as well, so he'll be better at 7 furlongs. He's got course and distance form. He loves firm ground, and yeah, I think he's a good bet. I think he's at the moment. I think he's about 3-1.
Okay, so a final reminder on that tip: the race time and the tip itself.
Dutch Connection in the Lennox at 3:10.
Excellent.
Right, where are my notes? Where next? Okay, 3:45. That's the last one I'm going to be covering. That's the last race on Channel 4. I'm not going to go through every single race because you'll probably get bored and my ROI will just plummet. But 3:45, another handicap. This time it's the Summer Stakes. It's a Class 2 handicap over 1 mile 6 furlongs. I really like Huey in this, who was second in the Ascot Stakes, which is a lot further, but it's over 20 furlongs the Ascot Stakes, absolutely miles up. Come from the clouds to stay on into a close second, 3/4 of a length second. But I think this step back in distance will actually be in his favour, if anything. He was 5th in the Supreme Novice Hurdle over 2 miles behind Duvan, which was a pretty insanely good form over in National Hunts when he was with John Ferguson. Obviously John Ferguson is got a different role now at Godolphin. He's not going to be training National Hunt, so all of his horses went to the flat with Godolphin, Charlie Appleby. But in his flat days as well, he was actually staying on 5th behind Free Eagle, who's a multiple Group 1 winner, over 10 furlongs. Just before he became a National Hunter, so that's good form over shorter than this. Okay. I think the step up will suit him, and I think he'll like the good ground as well. He's only been put up £4 for the Ascot Stakes second, and there could be more to come, especially at this distance, and with Charlie Appleby, who's absolutely flying at the moment. That's a second Charlie Appleby horse I've tipped, but I think he's got about 33% strike rate at the moment, which is pretty incredible for someone who sends out that many horses.
Absolutely. So that's QE 7-1.
QE 7-1. I'm going to do him to win, I think, as well. It's because it's a 14-horse race, and then another one I like is Elidor, Elidor. Disappointed really quite badly in his last 2 starts, but I think he has a squeak on his. This is a super competitive race. There's a lot of horses, congested market, but I think he's got a squeak on his early form and some of the form of last year. It was a really, really close 5th in this race last year in a bunched finish. He was staying on really markedly well, so you know that he acts at the track. That was off £1 higher than he is at today because of his 2 disappointing runs last 2 runs. He ran a massive race at Chester, however, on his first start this season. He was only a length behind Dartmouth, who won the Hardwick at Royal Ascot. So that was a huge run. If he can go anywhere near that form, he'll go close. He bombed out of York, but he's done that before. He might just not like the track. The ground's a bit weird there sometimes. and he was really keen last time, so he's going to need to see it settle a bit better. But he lost the race, and he was hampered. But I think he was pretty much done anyway because he's a bit too keen. If he can settle a bit better, and if he can get back to some sort of level like he was at Chester, or even what he was like last year, I can see him running a big race each way. So that's Eliodor, 14-1 each way in
wow.
the
More
Summer
big
Stakes.
price tips from our man Jake Johns.
Yes.
And don't forget, this is just day one. We will be back on YouTube daily from Tuesday through to Thursday for Goodwood Festival, with Jake's tips throughout the whole festival, where you can also find them, of course, via the desktop site, via the mobile site, and also the exclusive app, which is really, really good. I downloaded it recently and I am betting through it thanks to our man Jake, and hopefully, just like you guys watching now, we're going to make a lot of money because of him.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner of this video. I've been Ross Casey, this is Jake Johns, and we are easyodds.com.
Bye.